This is a front sight view of our property. It goes behind the two housing buildings there, all along the front, all the way across down past Sheckler. This marks our corner of our lot, and it's right in line with that lady's front door. From that pin there, it goes all the way down to there's a railroad iron down there behind the tree, and that sticks up in the air. That's where our property ends. So it goes from this pin down, and then from this pin all the way down along 14th Street. We'll take a walk down to the other marker down there. I'll show you that on the map next. That's the corner pin there, and it goes from there all the way down to that railroad iron down there. And you can see that says 1 pin found. This is that property looking off of 14th Street. You can see it's fairly flat. By looking down this path that's cut here, you can see what the grade of the land is. Continue down along 14th Street here till we hit the next pin. This corner on the map is where the power line easement starts. And if you look right here, that's the same point on the map. That's the corner of that power line easement. They cleared the trees away this fall, and that's the width of their easement. Again, that's it on the map right there. You can see it. Okay, we come down along here. There's a point, a concrete point in the field of this yard. Right about here, and it goes from here to behind that lady's fence. This area here is the next area we're going to look at. You can see the drainage swale coming out, and we'll find that corner pin. So we're right on the other side of this fence that goes in here. There's the pipe coming out into the swale. And right underneath this pile of crap that they have thrown here is our line, our pin. Our pin's right here, and it goes back to this corner of that fence. And that's this section right here. We just stopped short of it on the other side of this branch. Then from this point it goes all the way down along the back of these houses. And I'll show that on this map. Then right here, we're going to walk all the way down along these properties. And you'll see that there's actually a shed that's on our side, a swimming pool, half a swimming pool, and then another shed. And we'll go down to where this next concrete pin is in the ground behind the last shed. So our line goes right down here, along this, past these buildings. Manhole cover for sewer. This is on our property. You get an idea of the lay of the land from this side where the houses are. It's right down along here. Comes down along the line. Another sanitary sewer cover. And there's where the power line comes across. We're following that line for our swale. You can see the grade. The grade of the land's fairly flat, other than where the swale's at. Now you can see this here swimming pool, and this shed is completely on our side of the property. So in other words, we cut right through here. And we head for the back of that other shed that you can see there. So we come right along the back of this shed. Now standing at this shed and looking back, you'll get an idea. Our line goes right across in front of that shed through half that pool and then right down through to the corner of that great building where our pin was in the corner. Go right down to this last shed, which I'll show you on the drawing now. And that's right there. So right on the other side of the shed, we're going to see a concrete pier. That whole shed there is on our property as well. So right off the front corner of this, we're going to find a pin. And there's our concrete marker. So if you look at that concrete marker, it's in the ground, and we come right up, there's the corner of the shed. So now, from this marker, we go uphill, straight uphill, to where the end of the metal fence is, and you can see the pink ribbons. That's where our property line goes. Okay, so we're going to walk over that way. On the map, it's this concrete pin, and we're going to walk all the way up along it to the fence line right there, and there's going to be another concrete monument. That's actually, we'll give you a lay of the land. This end here is open up a little more hilly. And that's all part of that right of way for PP&L. They have it all cleared out. There's your concrete monument at the corner of your fence. You can see it sticking up there. We're now standing at the corner of that concrete monument at the fence. And we're looking, this way we're looking towards the end of Fairview Street. And that's our line, pretty much the way that looks there. Our line runs right along the top here. This looks down into the junkyard, across to the right of way, and then the top of the hill. So now we're going to proceed along this line towards Fairview Street, and we're going to look for the next corner pin, and that is this place here on the map. Going from that corner pin all along here till we get to the corner pin at Fairview Street. So we're walking from the concrete monument up to Fairview Street. Right along the back here. Okay, this is Fairview Street, and you come down, and right here's our pin. It looks directly down. Our line goes right down into the hole. We'll walk over to that. I'll show you that on the map. So right now we're right here, and we're looking down to that corner pin down in the dump area. I'll get you there. And that corner pin is actually at the corner of a street called Mulberry. As you can see on this map, Mulberry Street is one of those streets that was never put in, but it does exist, and the right-of-ways are there, and it comes along the whole back of this property. So we're walking from this pin down. Now look on the other side of the hole. There's a pink ribbon sticking up over there. It's right on the other side of that refrigerator. Let's see if we can zoom in. Right there's the pink ribbon sticking up. You just see it. We're going to head to that ribbon. Everything from this side over is our property, and that's all the junk that's on it from the junkyard. This is the elevation of the property from Fairview down. I'm now down at the level of the junkyard. I'm going to go back and look up to that point that we had up on the top of the hill where the flag was. It's right up there. And we're still continuing to walk over to the pin that's on the other side of the creek. Okay. I'm going to where the pin is in the swale on the other side of the little creek bed they have here. It's a dry creek. You can see there's Anna Kratzer's there, and that's looking up the hill towards Fairview. And I will now show you on the map of where this pin is. This pin here on the map, which is at the corner of Mulberry Street, right there, is that pin there. From this pin, if we look at that angle, that's where Mulberry Street would run. Straight up, and if you look, there's a dirt pile up there on the corner. We run right along the edge of that dirt pile. You can see the pink ribbons in the bottom here. That's the line. So we're going to head right up to that next. So we're looking towards Fairview, and we're walking up this line towards Mulberry. Well, actually, we're on Mulberry. We're walking right along the edge of Mulberry Street. Some of the junk that's in here from the junkyard. Refrigerators, concrete mixers, tractor trailers, cars, engines, old bathtubs, tires, cast iron sinks, shopping carts. This is looking out along the right-of-way up to our property. We're still walking along Mulberry Street. We're heading to that corner up there. That's where the next... Okay, you can see here's the dirt piles. We just came to the top of this hill. We're on the other side of the right-of-way now. And we'll walk over to where the corner is. Actually, it's not a corner, it's just a straight line. From here up, we're looking up towards the houses on 14th. And we'll walk that line next. We're going to turn around here at this spot. Look back down to where we came from. You can see there's a junkyard and there's a corner in the dry swale. And just looking up towards Fairview. And that's where we just came from, along the back where the sheds are. Okay, so now we're going to walk up along this line. This is where they have the bike ramps on the Burrow property. As I said, that's Mulberry Street. We're walking right along Mulberry Street, the edge of our property. Give you an idea of the elevations. This pile is actually on our property here. We go right through the edge of it. And we're walking right about, there's where the easement is for PP&L, and we're right about there on Mulberry Street. We're going to walk all along this line until we get to that corner there. And that's behind the new houses that they put there. At that corner we're going to find a railroad iron in the ground. So we'll continue walking here. Give you an idea of the lay of the land. It's fairly flat. Walking right up along our boundary line, heading towards that corner pin. If you look real close all the way at the very end, you're going to see a pink ribbon. That's where the iron is. So we'll head to that. This Mulberry Street road frontage is 1,150 feet. And there, woods opens up a little bit better. You can see a little bit better the grade of the land. It's fairly flat. And you can see the houses through the trees on the other side of the swale. Still heading towards that railroad iron. Okay, so there's our iron. And you can see it's directly across from our do not enter sign going into the school. Essentially this is Mulberry Street from this post over. Says that Mulberry is, let's see, do they give me a width? I believe it's probably a 50-foot road. Right now, let's see here. Nope, they don't give me a width. I see easily. But anyhow, from this pin, we go down along the back of these yards, and our next pin is right down there. You could actually see there's some ribbons tied there. That's our next rail corner pin, and then from that pin we bisect back to our original point of origin. So let's walk down to that pin next, and that'll give you the outside of this property. There's looking back from where we came from. And we're walking down towards this next rail pin. We're about 10, maybe, I'm going to say maybe 10 yards in from the edge of the grass there. Just looking down in. And there's the next rail iron. And that rail pin is this pin right here. So when you stand at this pin and you look up through here, that's along the sides of the house. That's where the next one is. Okay. So again, from this pin, this railroad iron, up to the corner in front of this house up here is where our original starting point was, our origin. Now we'll walk up there, and then we're going to come back down along this, and we'll see that little segment, the actual little subdivision we have of property inside this. There's two pieces that make up the total parcel. We're walking back up from the iron pin to the front of the yard. And this guy's house. Sheckler. Come up to the next, where the pin is in the ground. And right there's the pin in the ground. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet off the edge of their driveway. Okay. So now we're going to go down inside here, and we're going to look at the little section of land that's in between. I just took you around the whole property. Now we'll look at that little piece that's actually divided out. Okay, again, we're standing right here. We're going to walk down to this pin here, which is inside of the total 14 acres. It's a little subdivided piece of land. It's going to take us out to that pin that we walked at, the second pin along the line of 14th Street. So this is 14th Street that runs down here and goes to that pin. We're going to walk down, find the corner down here, walk along this till we get back out to 14th at the other end. We're going to come out right about where that street sign is down there. And I'll give you an idea what the land looks like inside here. So walk back down here to where that railroad iron was. This is your grade. There's the iron pin. I had a pin in here that was sticking up out of the ground. I guess the kids ripped it out. I'm pretty sure there's a concrete monument there. Let's see if I can find it. If not, I know about where it is. It's going to be right in this corner here. Should be. Let's see, there's that. It should be right around here somewhere. Going to be right about here. Okay, so this is looking up towards 14th right now, towards Mulberry, over towards the power line, and now we're back out towards the middle school. We're walking along that back part, which is right here. From here, we're walking right along here, and we're going to end up back out of 14th Street, right there. So we'll walk along here next. The land. Towards the school, towards the power line. There is the inside corner of this piece. You can see we walked pretty much along it. And from there, it goes right out here towards 14th Street. And again, that's just a piece inside the total 14 acres. It's a separate deed. Property is divided into 2 deeds. And we're coming back out. And we're coming out. There it is. It's the end. That pin is right there. That's where that pin is. And if you look, If you look, you could see that manhole cover there. Along the sidewalk, they had moved that in, and that's right here. So pretty much at our entranceway.